Malcolm and Melvin is an exceptionally deranged and heavy cartoon short directed and written by Ralph Bakshi. I remember seeing it late at night on what I can only assume was Boomerang, and it struck me as far more adult than other children's cartoon offerings. And indeed, like many of Bakshi's works, it's full of political subtext and darkly dramatic elements. The short stars Melvin, who lives in a city where everybody is somebody. Everybody has friends, connections, and a big future. Everybody except Melvin. Melvin is nothing, and everyone treats him like nothing, like trash. He's dejected, abused, and his search for belonging is fruitless. We see this through a variety of interactions, but my favorite is his brief run-in with a woman who's speaking candidly to a rock star baby. The baby has recently come into fame because his experience with being breastfed has a surprisingly, and also unsurprisingly, far-reaching audience. He cries because he misses his mother, and this adult female acquaintance of his offers to diaper him. Kinda creepy, but it's seen as completely normal. Then Melvin approaches with baby powder, innocuously asking if he might be able to help. The woman screams at him, calling him a pervert, and a nearby politician dressed as a superhero leaps down to brutalize Melvin. The commentary here isn't exactly subtle. Politicians are often hypocritical in what they do or do not consider perverted, and they leap at the chance to further ingrain social biases by punching down at easy targets for their self-righteous, ill-motivated rage, often to some kind of ulterior benefit or cultural manipulation. They act like superheroes, but they're just freaks who enjoy seeing lesser people squirm beneath them. Melvin is so helpless that all he can do is thank the politician for trouncing him as he crawls home. On TV, he sees that even a man who vomits live on stage is beloved by his adoring fans, while Melvin himself can't get anyone to give him the time of day. This is the final straw, sending Melvin into a disturbing mental breakdown where the loneliness tears him inside out, and he decides to finally end it all. He sends his mother a suicide letter, and the mother's grief over this letter ironically makes her a superstar. She shortly forgets about Melvin entirely, adding another twisted layer to the tragedy. However, just as Melvin is about to go through with killing himself, he hears a cockroach playing music. This fills him with joy, and he decides to live only to hear the cockroach, named Malcolm, play. It isn't long, however, before Melvin gets greedy and tries to use Malcolm's gift for his own gain. It doesn't go as planned. Malcolm laughs at Melvin's misfortune, and Melvin brutally kills Malcolm. Then, Melvin gets tortured by other cockroaches. Malcolm spontaneously comes back to life, and we get a slapdash moral at the end about not taking advantage of other people for your gain, and to always be honest. Overall, the short starts strong, and were Melvin to die from tickling as the roaches planned, it would have had an appropriately gruesome ending. Ralph was commissioned to make 2 shorts though, so he couldn't have possibly ended it that way. To make matters worse, it's noticeable that some of the dialogue and more misanthropic elements were edited out of this short. It's clearer in some places than others. That said, I still recommend watching it. It's deranged but purposeful, and Melvin's voice actor gives an incredibly unique performance that stuck firmly in my brain meats. I do not, however, recommend watching the sequel.